Hi everyone, I am Zeiss, and on this channel I turn you into an RPG master. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to smash the subscribe button and keep in touch. Okay, in today's video I'm gonna talk about my league starter for the next league on 29th of August. According to your Lord's calendar, the Rise of the Abyssals is starting. That's the patch 0.3 for PoE 2. And I've said it multiple times before, but since some of you keep on asking, I'm probably gonna start Ranger Deadeye, ascending to Deadeye, because it's really easy to build around. It's a really good and fast mapper, so I can start farming gear for some boss killers, so I do bosses faster. And basically it needs one unique bow till like late end game, and it's doing pretty fine. And especially with all those changes coming in 0.3, I definitely want to test deflection. That's one of the things I want to test. So I think that's a pretty good choice, especially having in mind I've been playing Deadeye. I shot Snipe Deadeye during Dawn of the Hunt, and I particularly liked it. It probably won't change much from what I did there, but based on where the new nodes are located in this area, it might change a bit. I'll explain what I'm gonna do, although I don't usually do like build guides or plan and stuff like that, because I figured my audience, no offense guys, is not that stupid. First things first, and second, because I only play hardcore solo, usually people come watch me to like watch certain degree of skill being displayed, or just to have fun with me. Those who know me, I'm not like a completely stiff person, so to say. So in general, I usually get to mock solo, trade softcore players, so that's usually a pretty fun stream. And I discover things on my own, so usually viewers don't tell me what to do, or if they discuss with others or check what the community is doing or what the meta is, that's out of the question to be discussed here. But anyway, yeah, since some of you showed interest in what I'm gonna start with, that's gonna be the Ranger Deadeye. So typically I would start with the more damage. We'll talk about the gear a bit later. Let's just see the 3 progression and why the choices, right? Because this is one less point. I could go here to get here faster, so I can easily get before like level 18 to this one, because it's damage, or depends on the gear, before the Act 1 boss I could go this way, right, and then get this. Okay, depending if there's a good energy shield helmet, I could go here, presumably there is. If not, high alert definitely, but typically you get something which is not that bad, requires like, I don't know, 20-30 intelligence, so no big deal. If there's a Mardan problem, we can easily go here or here. That totally depends on which is better. If we have more mana, this is better option. For multi-targets in general, this is the better option. Okay, so depending on if there's a good quiver, I can immediately go here. I intend to go there anyway, so if there's a lack of defense, pretty easy choice, go here. And at about this time we should have done the Sekemas already, so if there's a good duo, maybe good idea go here. I will just keep them as they are, because I'm gonna get them at the end anyway. If there's no good bow, I would definitely go here, get the attack speed. Initially, because of the intelligence required, just ignore these, that they're just intelligence, that's because of the software. Ignore them, just get like more dexterity, somewhat intelligence for the herald, and the energy shield gear. Can't really rely on evasion and life alone, because those values are usually kinda low. So I would go for a hybrid evasion, energy shield, armor. and energy shield glove or energy shield boot or energy shield helmet, because life on kill, life Lich, that's not that good at this point. At a very later stage it could be, but since it's hardcore solo, you have to mix defenses and focus on them, because we would rather be able to take a very heavy hit, make a mistake here and there, than just go full Pac-Man glass cannon that usually the softcore speedrunners are doing, because they don't care about dying even if their run is deathless. I don't think that's very wise to do on hardcore solo, but unless you're like top of the top player, maybe you could try, but usually it goes into those funny death clips videos. So anyway, depending now if defense is suffering or offense, I would go this way or this way. Again, I'm gonna leave them as they are because I'm gonna get them anyway. So if offense is suffering, we get those. If defense is suffering, we get those. Obviously not this way. This way. That also includes 2 jewels. Now, assuming there is no mana problem, but if there is at this point because of the intelligence, this should be the better option. Mental toughness, according to me. If we get a good quiver, which we should at this point, because this is like when we start mapping, immediately get this one. If we still have defense problem, faster start of energy shield recharge, but we should already have this probably on this jewel, this jewel, this jewel, because there's nowhere else to get it around, so that'd be kind of the goal. If defense is suffering and offense together, get this first. If not, I would go this way, but I would keep this, right, because it totally depends on the gear. This is basically complementing it. I don't know where the new deflection node's gonna be, but if there is a way to get the deflection to cap it instead of more energy shield, I guess I would prefer that. Anyway, since I intend on going CI, I wouldn't care much about chaos resistance being on the suffixes. At this point it's totally fine, but in like 20 levels more, that's usually not a very good idea. So first I would go here maybe, because that's a relatively good amount of energy shield, and by the time I get a few more points, which I could like distribute to ailments here easily if I have this problem, or definitely getting this one, especially if there's a time lost, which at this time we should already have at least one good one. So this could help both offensively and defensively. These two, evasion rating, reduce slowing, potency, which I also intend on getting instead of chaos resistance because of the CI in the campaign rewards. So if we get a few more points, we can use like in the meantime these, for example, and then when they're enough, we can usually respec those, go get okay, here we go, get this way to get this shield instead. Probably we're gonna need this intelligence. It's very easy to access this one at this point. We only get the CI if there are a few extra points. Let's get rid of these now. Okay, I did actually the ailment thing. So getting CI only together with these, in the meantime distribute to any of the others, because as soon as you get CI, you might get the immunity to chaos damage, but that introduces another problem, which is ailment protection. Physical stun, you get stunned a lot by physical damage, and ignited by fire, chilled by cold or frozen, and shocked by lightning. So CI only with those. They are not that many, but they are quite enough. This should be like half the energy shield usually, and that's totally fine. So if we get like 5-6k shield, that's relatively safe to do all kinds of maps, even the highest tier. Okay, that's pretty much it, but there's something new. there's not gonna be any weapon swap speed, right? So relatively easy to get on the first slot, on the first set, right? These, for example, relatively easy. On the second one, the cast speed here, relatively easy. There's also cast speed here, I think, yeah, unless it's changed, hope not. And basically that's it. We don't care about these crit things because Snipe always crits, but we do care a lot about getting this one so we can do more damage. Hold on. Heavy Frost, Thin Ice, must have. At some point, depending on how we do elements. That's relatively easy to decide what to pick first based on gear. Okay, I guess that's what is it, like almost level, what is it, 92, like 90-ish. Yeah, should be fine. That's basically how I would approach it. Might get for bosses until I have boss killer. It should be relatively easy to get this thing. Wait, not this way. Probably 0.1. Okay, this way. Relatively easy to get this, right? Shouldn't be a big deal. Or either or. More like not the chance, but the damage. Okay. This is because when we crit with Snipe, and we don't constantly just Snipe, so that's gonna be the thing. That's relatively easy to do. If the defense is high enough, we can easily sacrifice, for example, this one, and get this, where is it, intelligence, okay, this one and this one, hold on. That shouldn't be so hard to build, right? Too many points. Okay, I mean, okay, so instead of this, hold on, this and this, that's, what is it, level 95. Okay, I mean 95 is easy to get to, so basically that's how I think it will look, unless there is some deflection on the tree, which is probably gonna be. Might try that, which is better, more energy shield or more deflection. It should not matter that much, but more energy shield also means more energy shield recharge without having to invest in it. So that's something really important. Let me check. I could open my current state of character, and I'm gonna discuss some of the gear, okay, and jewels that I'll be aiming for based on my experience and what I managed to get in Dawn of the Hunt, how hard it was. So let's check that. This is my current Deadeye Hardcore SSF I shot Snipe, mostly. I'll link it in the description so you can check it. I might go do some stupid shit with it or corrupt some gear, so have in mind this might change, or if the character dies it's gonna say Soul Self-Found, Dawn of the Hunt instead of Hardcore Soul Self-Found. Okay, so let's start with the jewels a bit, because that's like nothing much to discuss, but maximum energy shield, faster start of energy shield recharge, increased effect of notable or small passive, that's for time lost. Probably gonna aim on increased chance to inflict ailments, mana on kill, critical damage bonus, things like that. Basically, cast speed maybe, sure, to do the marks faster. We'll get to that in a bit. As you can see, the 3 I did on PoE is relatively the same. I'll explain what kind of supports I'm using and why. On the regular bow attack, I'm using the pinpoint critical, lockdown, pin, soul thief, and because now we can use more of the same on different skills, I'd rather take something I'm using on Snipe. Where is it? Snipe, come on. Snipe, okay, lightning infusion, to do more damage, to shock them. Other than that, Soul Thief, Mana Leech, Pin and Lockdown, that's usually the regular attack is for Mana Siphoners. So Pinpoint Critical, of course, to do more crit, and that's a really easy swap with where is it? Eye Shot. You just get rid of Fork, and at Pinpoint Critical, there you have it, you're a bosser now, that's it. Easy, right? Just one swap, nothing fancy. I'll be using Freezing Mark. Probably I could try the new changes for the Deadeye on the Ascendancy 3, but most likely not, and I'll get to why in a bit. I'll discuss them after explaining the skills, but Persistence for duration in cases like a rare or a boss or something. Magnified Effect, that's should be self-explanatory. Biting Frost, but basically for the Nova, right? Biting Frost, causing them to deal more damage to frozen enemies, so that's pretty good. To sniping frozen enemies that you know you would always crit and do more damage to, and by critting you even get more damage, so that's kind of a thing. Overabundance for sure, so we can mark more than one enemy. Single out to break armor because the snipe is physical mostly, and because of how Eye Shot works, it's converting physical to cold damage, so there has to be some physical damage for Lich, and less armor means they take more physical damage too, so that helps kinda with Lich for rares and uniques like bosses. Freezing Salvo, I'll be using this to do Culling Strike and to apply exposure, which is gonna be with increased effect by strip away, also acceleration, so these projectiles, the missiles, they go there faster. Now it's gonna form some kind of ice crystal, so we're gonna see maybe some slight changes here. I don't know yet, we'll see, depending on mostly what is better for multi-target and clearing faster, so might fuck around a bit here and there with some skills, who knows. Freezing Salvo, Freezing Mark. The idea is to first apply the mark, maybe do the salvo, but Eye Shot in the meantime, every now and then barrage. So barrage also works with snipe, relatively easy to use, just barrage and snipe, and usually that means rare is down or half the boss health is down. So Wind Dancer, very defensive with maim and blind, so if they hit me they pushed away, maimed and blinded, so they are slow. They have less accuracy rating, so that's usually a good idea to have while surrounded. Arm's Length to increase the knockback distance, Punch Through to increase the damage to those close enemies, and Energy Barrier, I didn't notice how effective this is, but because of this I decided to, for example, hold on, load please. For example, not to get this note. Okay, consent. Shadow dancing. Okay, that's why I have energy barrier there. Anyway, the main skill I shot with Cold Infusion. This one also primal armament, more damage. They basically provide the same amount of damage, right? Martial tempo, of course. Ice bite. That's pretty good. And fork, if there's a boss involved, pinpoint critical instead, because it's more crit chance. Okay, snipe with perfection, window of opportunity, lightning infusion to shock and do even more damage. Super critical because it's always critting, and heft because it's physical. Again, there might be something else, but probably in those lines. I don't intend on like abusing using the same support on all the skills unless it makes them like too much better. I prefer comboing and like playing as intended instead of like, I don't know, abusing. Ethical hardcore player, so to say, if that's even a thing. I hope I'm not the only one, but looks like we're getting there. Barrage. Barrage typically premeditation to buff its damage. The skills that are used: ingenuity, more cooldown because of second wind, so we can do it more than once. Twofold, consume charges, but there's supports any skill that consumes charges, granting a chance to benefit consumption to be doubled. That's very strong. And effectively also perpetual charge, consume power of frenzy or endurance charges on use, giving you a chance not to remove each charge while still gaining the benefit. Well, that's pretty good. I don't know what else I could add here, honestly. Escape shot, putting you in more danger than originally were since December 6, 24. But sometimes it doesn't really help, actually, so I'm gonna use escape shot as well. With untouchable, more evasion rating, shocking leap, I'm not sure if that's gonna be it. I'll be looking for the thing which does more crystals, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Frost Nexus, deep freeze, and calciation, basically those. Worked really well for me so far. I'm not sure about the Herald if concentrated effect is that good, but it does more damage, it's good for a finisher, and you do more damage to frozen enemies anyway. No need for it to do elemental ailments usually, so that's gonna be a thing. Also Code Mastery. Okay, that's interesting. Damage enemies with hits causing sources of gain. Okay, yeah, you gain more cold damage as extra cold. Okay, that's pretty good. Cool. It will be cold, nothing else. So there's like some damage to attacks on the gloves or on the rings, or unfortunately if it's on the weapon, that's not really good. It's gonna be cold, so that's pretty cool. Combat Frenzy to gain frenzy charge when I freeze, and I'm gonna freeze probably all the time, as you probably saw me do with my current Deadeye. This is gonna be supported by Profusion. Charge Infusion, that's like if I get a second good onset to just gain attack speed. Might add precision to something else in the meantime. Ghost Dance, that's usually kind of a monk tool to survive, but when they hit you, the more evasion you have, like you restore energy shield. So fast forward is used here to generate the stacks faster, basically. Okay, let's see my current gear. The bow is not that good, but could be better. I didn't manage to get a better one. I was trying to also get rid of this attribute requirements thing. So it's like +2 skills, attack speed, or I don't know, something more useful. Or bow fires additional arrow, who knows. In those lines. But we usually want to get the mana leech on the rings, not here, so those things could appear here instead. I didn't manage to do it, and it did quite well even without those. So I guess if you're on a trade league, that should be relatively easy to get. Probably a couple hundred of divines, which shouldn't be a big deal. Some energy shield helmet with flatten increase and mana, could be mana energy shield hybrid. At least 2 resistances on it, and of course corrupt. Amulet, I'll be aiming for like energy shield, mana, spirit, +2 skills, mana regen, maybe elemental resistances like here, so I can do elemental weakness maps. Could be, instead of this rarity, could be like critical, like chance of damage. But rarity doesn't hurt that much, it actually could help, because again this is gonna be mostly a mapper. On the quiver, I'll be looking for speed, because that's very important for the Deadeye, so they don't hit it as much. Damage with both skills, and probably +2 skills, or mana on kill, or dexterity, or something in those lines. The glove, definitely gotta have the, I don't know if this maximum frenzy charge is gonna be that easy to obtain this time, probably not, but definitely shield, attack damage to attacks, damage to attacks. This critical damage bonus is not that required, but the attack speed and at least 1 resistance for sure. There could be dexterity here, that won't be such big of a deal. for more accuracy. The belt, this one is pretty tough to get, so I would probably try I don't know, plate armor or heavy belt, like plate belt or heavy belt. Plate belt for the armor, it's not gonna be much, like 6%, but there's this note here which also gives like 5%, so that's 10 DR. That's not bad, and with deflection it could be very good against physical, because this armor, this build doesn't stack armor, so physical is gonna be like the highest problem, which is usually very bad, like it's slams and that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure about acrobatics only at the high end, like when the big diminishing returns for the evasion begin, like after 70, 80 or so on, then it makes sense. Before that, just avoid slams and that's it. Pretty tough, huh? Boots, that's probably gonna something what I'll be aiming for, like at least 30 speed, maybe 35. Flatten increase, hopefully without the stun, just pure increase, so it's just more. But it comes in handy here because I'm not using a heavy belt, so that stun is pretty nice. Not much, but still pretty good. Runes probably gonna be sockets, like probably gonna be this increased defense, because come on, it's hardcore. Those talismans and stupid shit which give you too much offense there, I don't think that kinda good. Rush charm, stun for sure, slow, and at least one element, probably freeze, because it being the most dangerous. Could also, if there's enough spirit to get what was it, warm blooded or whatever, to reduce the freeze speed, or get it on the boots, possibly maybe corrupt slowing potency. Okay, as far as the Ascendancy Points go, I would take Tailwind, Gathering Winds, and then the damage reduction per Tailwind, pretty much. While there will be new things here about the charges, doesn't mean I necessarily like them, and also this will be changed as well. I don't think I like the change. The additional marketing will be changed with a new meta skill, which is gonna be automatically applying marks. I'm not sure this is gonna be that better compared to just do more damage to close enemies and also shoot one more projectile with the skills, because each of them gonna fork, so it's gonna hit like multiple enemies anyway. But if that's like not good enough, I could try this new meta skill to chain projectiles to marked enemies. If it's marking them quite enough so the explosions can trigger, who knows, we'll play with it a bit. But if this is better for multi-target, I would rather stick to this, which leads us to basically the same choices like I currently picked in Dawn of the Hunt. And it's actually not so bad. It's deleting maps quite fast. You usually just walk around, push a button, which is eye shot. Every now and then like mark and barrage snipe, something which has more life, like a rare enemy or a boss. That's it. I don't think there's much more to add here though, not sure. So I guess I'll build on the go as usual. I'm just explaining basically what I did for this Deadeye. Forgot the chest actually. It's gonna be pretty tough to get, but I'll be aiming at a hybrid chest piece like this one. It could not be 2 resistances, but that depends also on the other gear and what rolls. I would definitely want to try to roll deflection. So if there's a way to max deflection, that's gonna be pretty good. But something in those lines. Anyway, let me know what you think about this character and how would you change it according to the latest Path of Exile 2 news. And I guess I wanted to do this because some of you asked me, some might not even know me and find me by this video, so this could also like give them an idea whether to watch me live or not, because I'm probably gonna start with this to farm and get some boss killer gear, which I hope would be a Lich, because of how the changes of the Lich work. This time I would definitely want to try Poison Bone Storm Lich. I've been talking about it before, and now it's gonna be really strong because of the changes that not only channel channeling skills can also benefit from the self-damage to energy shield, and that's quite huge. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see poison, physical chaos, like physical and extra chaos damage poison Lich with Bone Storm to do bosses relatively easy this season. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. We'll see also how those infusions work, and they could be used on the Lich as well, like they displayed something like this for the Sorcerer. We'll see how it goes, if it could be used also here. But in general, I'm gonna start this Ranger Deadeye. Hopefully things don't go wrong, so I can farm some boss killer gear. And the second character is gonna be totally depending on what I manage to get or what I craft. I don't want this video to be much longer. I could discuss this probably until tomorrow afternoon, but I guess I wouldn't want to waste that much of your time with this. Again, let me know what you think in the comments, and hopefully see you on the next live stream or video. Take care.